welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we're going to learn to draw a rose. As usual, you'll need some paper, pencils. Number 2, sketching pencils, mechanical pencils are all fine. You'll need an eraser of some sort, and you will need a pencil sharpener if you don't have a mechanical pencil. Now we always start with simple basic shapes. For this rose, we're going to start with a circle. Doesn't matter if it's lopsided, that's fine, we'll be erasing it later. And for the steps, I'm going to be using colored pencils to show you the steps. They can get a little messy. You can continue using a pencil, that's fine. I'm just going to use some colors to clarify the steps, make it a little easier to see for you. So the first lines we're going to make are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. That is going to be the center of our rose. That's how we're going to keep it simple. So we're going to do our next layer of petals and a little bit more definition. So this one we're going to take around like that. This one we are also going to take up like that. And then we are going to take this one around all the way to here. You can give it a little definition if you'd like. We're going to take this one up and around as well. I'm going to give this one a little bit of a scoop. See, we're building layers here, and that's how we're going to make our rose. So after you get those done, we're going to be adding our next layer, which is going to be adding some of the frills to these petals. Now we want them to be a little rough, just like that. So they look like the petal is folded over just a bit. This one right here can have some. Let's do right here. They don't have to just be on the bottom either. You can make a top one here. Maybe right here. That's going to make some nice little frillies. Maybe put one right here, where those leaves have folded over, those petals. So next we're going to be adding more petals building out from the center of our rose here. So we still have our circle, and we're going to overlap these. You don't want them to line up just right, because then it'll look kind of funny. So this one, let's say it's right here. And that can go all the way up and around, just like that. Then we can put another one maybe here. That's going to go into the center of this one. You can add some little frills in there if you'd like. Just where the leaf has started to turn over a bit, the petal. Let's take this one around to about here. Let's say like that. We can do maybe a big one here. And again, you could add some little frills where you think they're necessary. So that's our next layer of petals. They're a little bit more open because that flower is opening up. So our next layer of petals is going to be even more open than that. It's going to be bigger, it's going to be frillier, just like that. Remember to start not in a crease that's already there. So you could start in the middle of this one or towards the side, and you're going to open it up to a new petal, just like that. Say like this. Maybe another little one back here. Add some little frills to those. the middle of our rose looks a little plain as well. So we're going to add a couple more lines here. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to add that swirl in there. And then in the very middle, I want to add a bit of a swirl. Petals going out like that. That's going to make the middle the rosebud that's starting to come apart. Now this is pretty good. You can go ahead and erase your circle if you haven't already. Here's our rose. Now if you want, you can absolutely add a couple of leaves. Like that maybe. And here's our rose. It looks a little funny all colored up like that, but it'll look a little better with just plain pencil. And if you want, you can add some shading at the base so all those layers don't get confusing. Add some shading in the middle. Use your finger as a blender, make a nice little shadow. You can do that for the insides of all the petals where they meet the main part of the rose. Just add some shadow. If you get a little too much, you can erase it if you get anywhere it's not supposed to be. You can even shadow everything and then use your eraser to scrub in some highlights. Something like that. And there you have it. It's just a basic rose design.